because you should. Like, no, there's no reason for it. So it's them two, a meme and gene. Then you've got another meme and another meme which is like a scientific view of how the universe was created, and another meme. No, sorry, yeah, no, that's the meme, and then another gene, which is the idea of rational thought, which is a kind of gene which is against faith.
It's important to say that the concept of rational thought is kind of that we do have our mind has evolved to be able to analyse our environment rationally.
Yes, it's a bit.
So
like
it's not like the concept of rational thought is genetic, but the actual basis upon which rational thought is built is something that we've evolved.
Our brains are not suitable for assimilating thoughts, aren't they? That's the gene.
But also the sort of genetically inclined, like Richard Dawkins says in The God Delusion, children would be genetically inclined to listen to what their parents told them.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying about the gene of creationism. The meme of creationism has its allies in the genetic realm.
Yeah.
And so that's like like back to the arms race thing. It's like, so one side evolves better. The creationist myth mutates and the good ones live on, and same as the genetic those that have faith might live on because may have some evolutionary purpose.
I suppose the other allies of like the evolutionary side of it is we have plenty of creationists that accept evolution, so that they completely believe the Bible, but they might be an evolutionary biologist or a paleontologist. It's kind of we have allies that are kind of like sort of in the camp with the creationists because they're religious, but they believe in our side of the thing. It's quite their sort of memes benefit our memes as well.
Yes, some genes can and then we've got two parents, like two chromosomes, or how many pairs of chromosomes male that will team up together. And it's not just genes that serve a good purpose; it's genes that work with other genes that work.
Yeah.
So there might be some kind of a interbreeding between the creationist camp and the what was the equivalent meme?
Evolution.
Like evolution science. They could interbreed and create one with half one memes, or a collection of one of their memes and another memes, and only the memes that would work together would work well, and because they've interbreed and they have worked well in a certain way, that meme is also reproducing.
But also I think, in a certain sense, like the meme of atheism and the meme of evolution are often intertwined, but that can be a disadvantage because in that sense creationists often think evolution equals atheism, but it doesn't, which is why I mentioned the fact that you get a lot of Christians who believe in evolution.
Yeah, same as you might think rational thought is the same meme, same thing as rational thought as the gene, so they're the same thing. You wouldn't it's sort of a equal comparison, but rather than between meme to gene, that you wouldn't you put them in the same camp. I think rational thought is a meme, it's also a gene. So we should put evolution and atheism in the same gene.
They do, evolution does give you a good argument against the sort of argument from design, which is used a lot by atheists, but it can be used as an argument for design. So the meme of evolution is actually separate from the meme of atheism, and it's important to make that distinction, I think. So because then you don't, the main sort of axe to grind that young Earth creationists have with evolution is the fact that they believe it equals atheism, but it doesn't.
Yeah. This one is we've got the memes attacking. It's just kind of taking it, working on to mediums of it. Yeah, we'll move through this briefly. One animal's memes can affect another animal's genes, such as in a cow, for example. Our human memes, they affect its genes.
Well, another meme for breeding cows that produce more milk.
Exactly. So, and the memes for breeding dogs, which making their genes change.
Yeah, so it's kind of the notion that cows make milk that we can drink, and we want to make cows that produce more milk for us to drink. Is a meme that sort of influenced genetic evolution as well. So it's all quite intertwined.
Before moving on to different mediums, are memes unique to humans? Like I suppose the closest thing I can think of is like a pack of wolves. With you could consider it maybe a mimetic idea that that they can hunt in a certain way.
I think there is examples of this, like certain. I mean, I haven't actually got a reference. I know that's a bad thing to do when you make an argument, but I have heard somewhere that apes have like different ways of achieving the same thing, like cracking open a nut, but they might do it in a different way. Like one might get a rock and smash it, and the other might do it.
Yeah, and and you see, like natural history museums or natural history programs, like parents teaching animals to do certain things, or maybe fighting with their young to train to get them better at to teach them how to fight and that kind of thing, or even just especially with the monkeys, like the idea of smashing a rock. That's not genetic. I wouldn't thought it'd be, and then the idea of using tools may be genetic, but the fact that they're using that probably does pass on to their young. So it is a with the closest things to a mimetic idea.
So it does. I think it gets quite blurry, really, because you could say that using tools is a genetic thing, but you could also argue that it's a sort of learned behaviour and it's more of a mimetic kind of thing. But I think essentially it's just a really interesting notion, and regardless of the criticisms, the notion of memes is quite a useful way of analysing ideas that are prolific within society, such as religion or political ideas. If you view it like it's an idea that's got something to do with evolution, like I suppose the main thing about memes is that it's basically stating that any big idea held by vast populations probably has some relationship with evolution. But yeah, I think we should call it a day there.
I was going to go on to this was like the crescendo, wasn't it? So briefly you go from the genes that a monkey uses a certain tool to open up a coconut or something. Then you got the meme might take over from there, or work with it, saying there's an idea that you can use this certain rock, and then and that becomes a transition from gene to meme, and then there's another transition from an idea, a visual idea, or kind of imitable idea of doing something to language, which is a new medium for a meme, which is that I can actually make a noise or communicate to you an idea rather than just imitate.
Tell you how to make the tool rather than show you.
Yeah, and then and then makes a transition to books, which is that we can now write down, and like a language is now accessible in a completely new way.
Yeah.
And then the final medium would then be the internet. Not the final, sorry. It's just a transitionary. Transitionary medium. This is the new one. Will be even better maybe. But it's like so the internet is the latest medium from which memes can communicate. I mean, all these memes, they're still working. So like genes, memes, language, imitation is all still happening. But the most advanced one, I would say, is the internet.
It's like the internet is ideas come, and it's strange how sort of like even videos and pictures they talk about going viral, don't they? It's kind of like these memes just explode on the internet in ways that they can't in any other format.
Yeah.
I suppose it might mean that mutations occur a lot more on the internet.
Mm.
But
it's like that breeding cycle thing I was talking about when you meet up for social occasions. Is that breeding cycle is constant, isn't it?
mm.
And I suppose one kind of mistake in the analogy would be not in the analogy, so in the transition from books to the internet. Is that unlike from genes to memes, or memes to language, or even language to, or sort of from genes to imitation, then to language, which are they're completely new, different types. Whereas the internet is probably just like books, but a collection of them online.
Yeah, it's sort of a lot of information. It's like a book that you can find thousands and thousands of different.
Yes, it's just a really good book. I think in comparison to something like meme, like imitation and language.
But it's not a book in the sense that it's got a cohesive story.
Yeah.
It's like you can find false arguments and things on the internet. You find creationism and evolution on the internet. So it's kind of like a transmission. It's kind of like you know how sexual reproduction works for genes. Like it's a good way of passing on genes. So in a way, the internet is kind of like a means of reproduction for memes that's more efficient than the previous ones.
Yeah. Yes, true.
Yeah, I think that's probably about it for this discussion. Yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to visit our website that I'll put on a thing down there somewhere.
Yeah, I think I'll also have to make maybe another video of what is the point of the analogy. It's a really interesting analogy, but only interesting to think how we could use the analogy to our benefit. Is it just like one of those really kind of coincidental?
Do you mean the analogy
of memes and genes?
Oh, right, I thought you meant analogies just in a general sense.
Right, no, I mean like it's like really kind of appears really coincidental and it's like really interesting to talk about. But how could we actually? I mean, could we use it to kind of push towards a new medium, such as like books, internet, something new, and look in a different way, which might be positive in the way we we evolve our different mediums, or because if there's no point to it at all, I think it'd be good to. I can imagine that people commenting at the end saying, "Yeah, so what?" Which is like because it does hold really well as a really good discussion.
Yeah,
really
but I think that there's not like any kind of idea we're trying to get across with this discussion. It's basically just talking about ideas about memes, basically.
Yeah, I think we should definitely make a new video maybe sometime, because I think there definitely are.
Well, I think maybe see how people respond to this one. If they responded to all. We have 20 subscribers now. So yeah, thanks to every 20 people that subscribed.
Yeah, cheers.
See you again soon.